Racers have readied up. And we're off and running. So before we get going here in the intro stage, there's no RNG here until we get to the intro boss. And they're just trying to make their way through the stage as fast as possible and taking out pretty much anything that's in their way. It's pretty much like any standard intro stage. So as you see right off the bat, Laseki's going to get a quick advantage just because of the text. Thunderface takes a little hit there. Laseki makes his way through the second section. So when X is captured, Zero comes in, and you play as him for a short section. Zero has the Z-Saber along with 2 double charge shots that he can get when you charge up to the green charge. It's just a short prelude to what's going to happen later in the game when we get to close to the end. I think Laseki tried to go for the gap jump there, didn't quite get to it. I think Thunderface opts not to go for it. You want to have at least 1 Buster Charge Shot and your Saber ready for Mac here. It just takes 1 Saber and 1 shot of any strength to take him out. And then once he's dead, you just shoot the little thing at the top to free X. Okay, Thunderface had a little difficulty there. Weird quirk about this intro boss is X walks to the middle of the screen. You have to be holding your charge until X is moving, because there's 1 frame that the game checks to see if you're actually holding your charge. And if you're not, you actually lose your charge. For the Mo fight, you want to hit him with that fully charged shot right away, and then you want to keep hitting him with the half charge shots, and then at the very end, you want to end with a full charge. If you take damage while you're trying to hit him with the half charges, you can charge up to a full charge and fire that early, and you're not going to lose that much time. But at the very start of the fight, it's hard to get out of the fist that comes your way if he decides to attack immediately. Laseki comes out of the intro at about a 250. And Thunderface is going to come out of the intro at about a 306. So at 80%, we go Buffalo first because we want to get the air dash boots right away. And getting the Frost Shield, which is probably one of the best weapons to have in this game. And you want to take advantage of these ice physics. When you're going down a slope, especially on ice, you get a speed boost in that direction. So Laseki makes his way through the underground. Doesn't get the gap jump on the first ladder. Doesn't get the second. And he doesn't get the third. I don't think he bothered going for him. Thunderface making his way through the underground now. Opts to climb up the ladder here. I guess he pressed up by accident. So Laseki's getting ready to go for the Blizzard Buffalo fight. Oh no, Thunderface fell. Now he's got to go back around. So, Blizzard Buffalo's AI, whenever he does an attack, if X is in the air, he'll actually go into the wall, as you see right there. Laseki's doing a jump, that tells Buffalo that he's going to go into the wall. It's just a weird programming error, I believe. So you can pretty much manipulate Buffalo just to do this the whole time. But it's very important that you keep timing your jumps while continuing to fire your charge shots. If you let Buffalo attack, he can kind of mess up this cycle. As you see, Laseki makes easy work of Buffalo. Thunderface is getting ready to do the same. Okay, he just wants to get the jump in just to make sure that you can hit Buffalo. So after Buffalo, we're going to go to Seahorse, which his weakness is the Frost Shield we just picked up. And it's also the mini-boss's weakness as well. Now, X3 has a lot of climbing stages, and this is probably the first big one, as you see right here at the start. And you want to stay in the air as much as possible when you're doing this first climbing section, because the green acid, apparently that's what we'll call it, actually pushes you backwards. So it reduces your movement momentum a little bit, so you want to stay in the air as much as possible to avoid that effect. Now, these big rooms that we just seen Laseki and Thunderface go through, they don't play a role just yet, but they will after this stage is over. So Laseki touches the wall just for a minute, and that's just to get his air dash back, so he can air dash under that little roof of the ceiling there. Oh, it looks like Laseki's going for the leg chip. Laseki opts to go for the double dash strats. Normally, you don't see this out of the majority of the runners, but you will see it from a few people. Thunderface opts to get a heart tank, so he's probably expecting to take a couple extra hits from the bosses in the Doppler stages when we get there. So Thunderface, if he doesn't go for the leg chip, he's going to make up a little bit of time here on Laseki. It'll be the God Card Machine in the first Doppler stage, and we'll talk about that, why that is when we get there. So Laseki make quick work of Hadarika, the mini-boss here. I think he opts for Buster because he just wants to have as much ice as possible. I think Thunderface is doing the same, although he is switching over to ice. The ice deals 3 damage per hit, and this boss has 32 HP, so it takes 11 ice shots to kill. Thunderface is taking a little bit easy. Laseki doing the second climb. And you want to have an air dash for that last head gunner there, so you can actually get over to the ladder without falling into the spikes. If you try to go in there at dash speed and you don't have your air dash, you can find yourself easily knocked into the spikes. Thunderface trying to get these ladder gap jumps. They're actually pretty difficult. Still trying to get the gap jumps. It's usually just best if you're not comfortable with gap jumping, just grab the ladder and climb. So anyone that starts out learning this game, I wouldn't suggest going for gap jumps. Laseki gets a quick kill on Seahorse. The premise of that fight is that you hit Seahorse in the air with a Frost Shield, and there's a period while he's stunned on the ground that he won't have any iframes, even though he's still flashing, and that allows you to get some quick hits with Seahorse. But then you have to let him jump out of that stun and not hit him on the ground to actually continue the cycle. Thunderface has to be careful here. Seahorse deals a lot of damage on contact, and if he's not careful, he can die. And Thunderface has to let Seahorse do his desperation attack. So sadly, we're going to see a time loss here out of Thunderface. Wow, Thunderface is really falling behind here in this fight. You have to wait until Seahorse stops his flashing there, or you can't hit him. I think Thunderface even has a couple of ice remaining, but he's not opting for it. Oh, this is bad. Laseki is going into the Bit Bite room. And Bit shows up. Okay. Bit will show up in one of the next 3 Maverick stages you fight in. And it's random where he appears. It's not. There's no guarantee. So you have to prepare for the fight with him anytime you come to that door. As you see, Laseki started the fight with just a single lemon, and then he hits him with 10 ice, and then finishes off with a lemon to finish the fight. You don't want to hit Bit or Bite with their weakness weapon on the last hit. Otherwise, you will cause them to explode, and you lose about 15 seconds for the explosion animation, and for the well, the text box still appears after you finish the fight with him, but you lose the time for the explosion. So Laseki's coming up on the Hell Crusher mini-boss. You just get into his hitbox and mash away, taking as little damage boost as possible. Yeah, Thunderface is really behind now. He's at least a good minute and a half. Possibly 2, depending if... yeah, because Laseki's already fought Bit, so he's got another 30 seconds on top of the deficit that he's at now. Ooh, Laseki makes his way over that tank. Okay, he makes it to the Rhino door, no problem. Now, the Frost Shield is a very powerful weapon, as you see on Thunderface's side. Ooh, but he has to be careful. That big ball of dirt that he just got hit deals 6 HP of damage. And Thunderface is going to pick up this sub-tank here. The Rhino boss fight is very simplistic. You just hit him with a full charge shot, and then hit him with 10 acid shots. But Laseki has to be careful not to get hit by Rhino again, or he's dead. Okay, but sadly, Thunderface died to Bit. So, Thunderface has to fight Bit. He has to get through Bit. Once Bit shows up in a stage, he won't go away until you beat him for that stage. Ooh. Takes another hit from that big ball of dirt there. He's using ice to take out the drill wings in one shot. Oh. You have to watch out for them boulders. You gotta know where they come out. You can't outspeed them. You have to plan for their appearance. So Laseki's going into the Neon Tiger stage, and he up dashes to zip through the Dragonfly there. Also uses the ice to one-shot those drill wings. Laseki's going for the Wormseeker quick kill. It takes 5 hits with the Frost Shield to kill him. And he gets it. Well done. And he looks like he barely got him too, because it looks like Wormseeker's head was right in the ceiling. So Thunderface has to fight Bit again. Laseki making his way through the second section of Tiger. Alright, Thunderface finally gets through Bit. Now, Thunderface died in the first half of the stage. That does not influence Rhino's AI just yet. If Thunderface dies now in the second half of the stage, that will make Rhino's AI a little bit more hostile. Like there. And sadly, he died again. And he game over, too. So Thunderface will have to reselect Rhino. He could go to Tiger if he wishes, but I think he wants to take care of Rhino. Laseki fighting Tiger. Tiger's on the wall right now. Whenever Tiger does an attack on the ground, it has an iframe reset. But this is pretty good RG so far for Laseki. He gets the one charge there. And he was able to take Tiger out. Okay. So, one of the reasons the Frost Shield is a very powerful weapon to have, it takes out a lot of enemies in one hit. It is the weakness weapon for quite a few bosses in this game, but more importantly, you can actually force health refills out of enemies when you destroy enemies on the ground or on the ceiling. You can actually force health refills to fill up your health or fill up your sub-tanks to use later. The acid that you get from Seahorse also has a similar effect, but it just forces weapon refills. So Laseki is making his way through the catfish stage, a lot of twisting and turning, and you have to deal with these spikes. As you see Laseki making use of that double dash that he picked up from Seahorse, using the double dash to just bypass the spike section. When you do pick up, in addition to the 4 blue capsules that you see normally in this game, there's also 4 pink capsules, and those are enhancement chips for the upgrades. But you have to have the upgrade first before you can pick up the enhancement chip. And you can only enter 1 pink capsule per game. You can only equip 1 enhancement chip. So obviously the only one that you really need is the leg chip, if you dare to pick up one. So Laseki's coming up on the catfish fight. You just want to hit catfish as much as possible with full charge shots. And then once catfish surpasses half health, he's going to go into his desperation mode. And then you're forced to use drills to deplete the rest of his HP. Catfish did an extra jump there before he fired the triad. And that's one of the ways that you can get really low drills on him, is the more times he jumps, he's not going into his desperation phase just yet. And right there, Laseki's forced to use the drills now. It looks like this is a 5 drill from Laseki, I think. Thunderface is taking very care not to get hit by Rhino. Ooh, faked him out there, but luckily he didn't flinch. Alright, Thunderface takes out Rhino. So, Laseki is a good 2 stages ahead right now. No, they do not get the arm upgrade in any percent. And you'll see why later when we get to the Saber Rush. You'll see exactly why they don't get the arm upgrade. And you'll really understand why 80% is way faster when we get to the boss rush. So Bite shows up in Crawfish. So just like Bid, he's going to start with 1 lemon and then hit him with drills and then finish off with another lemon. Because you don't want to destroy Bid or Bite. You just want to scare him off. Okay, Laseki pauses to despawn the drill so that he can actually get the last lemon on Bite. So Laseki's now going to the Vial secret stage to the fight Vial. Vial's capsule only appears in 2 stages after the cutscene with him. It appears in Catfish and Crawfish. We could fight him in Catfish, but we don't have the Triad Thunder for protection here. So Crawfish is actually the better option, and it's really close to the checkpoint. So Laseki getting ready to fight Vial. Laseki is going to fire at least 4 charge shots. He may fire 5 for safety so that he has an extra Ray Splasher, because both forms of Vial here has the Ray Splasher as the weakness weapon. And you want to kill Vial on the last shot in Phase 2 with the Ray Splasher, because killing Vial gives us the alternate Doppler 2 stage that we need to get the Z-Saber. If we scare Vial off by not hitting him on that last hit with the Ray Splasher, we cannot get the Z-Saber, and fighting the bosses will take way longer without it. So Laseki's going to take very care to make sure that he doesn't take unnecessary damage, because the Ray Splasher's animation here is pretty wonky. If you get hit during the Ray Splasher shot, the Ray Splasher animation does get canceled, and if you haven't hit Vial with that Ray Splasher before you take damage on that shot, it's pretty much wasted. As you see on the very last shot, Laseki kills Vial. So Laseki's going to be able to get the Z-Saber. And now for the escape. Thunderface dies on Tiger, sadly. So as you see, Neon Tiger, as long as he stays on the ground, he has a iframe reset before he does a move. And then you only fire the full charge shot at Tiger when he's doing an attack, because Tiger will block any charge shots you shoot at him. And if Tiger stays on the wall, you can shoot a charge shot at him with no problem. Tiger going angry. You can't shoot the charge shot, he'll block it, Thunderface. That won't work. You have to just shoot lemons at him. There you go. And, okay, finally takes out Tiger. Laseki making his way up to the Crushed Crawfish fight. Similar to Toxic Seahorse, you want to hit Crawfish with his true weakness weapon, and there's a 2-second period where you can actually deal damage to Crawfish without triggering his 60 frame invincibility. So as soon as the Triad electrodes drop from the screen, he can swap to Buster and spam it. And then go back to Triad and just repeat the cycle. Laseki having a little trouble there, but does get a 3-cycle out of the deal. Oh no, Thunderface chose the wrong stage. This is okay. Thunderface can work with this. He won't have the Triad Thunder, but he can still fight Vial with the Ray Splasher. Oh, he's just gonna die, I think. He's checking his lives to see how many lives he has left. I think he's just gonna select Catfish as normal. Okay, yeah, he's just gonna die. I figured he would do a reset, because it does save your password. I would have just hit the reset button and just password back in. Honestly, that is allowed. As long as you don't input a password that jumps you ahead in the game, you're fine. But, okay, just taking those deaths, okay. So Thunderface is back en route. Laseki is making his way through. No, he cannot exit a stage that he has not beaten the Maverick for. So he cannot exit. He has to either use up all of his lives or he has to hit the reset button. But as long as you hit the reset button, the game does save your password. So you can use the same password you just got, and then you're back to where you were before. And Thunderface have an extremely difficult time. See, now there's the application of the ice. You can actually force weapon refills. Ooh. Yeah, that Crab Blaster there can really stop you. I don't even go for the fast strat against that particular enemy. I don't like that enemy. That enemy's just in a very bad spot. So Laseki making his way to the Beetle fight, similar to the Tunnel Runner fight. You just hit him with a full charge shot and then 10 hits with his true weakness weapon. Thunderface does not have the double dash upgrade, so he has to wait for this elevator, and he's riding it all the way up to pick up the other heart tank. Personally, if you were to take a second heart tank, you want to take you want to take the Toxic Seahorse tank, and you want to take the Neon Tiger heart tank, because those two are way faster than any of the others. And the Neon Tiger heart tank is right above the door to get to his boss room, so it's not really out of the way at all. So Laseki is making his way to the final Maverick. Thunderface getting his charge shot ready. Oh, okay. Okay, his health is a little bit higher. Okay, he did take the Tiger one as well. Okay. I didn't notice. So Thunderface is at 24 HP. So he can take 2 hits from the bosses in Doppler and still have enough health. Laseki taking out the Shuriken with acid. It takes 6 shots. And the iframes are a little bit longer than the standard 60 frames, so you can't shoot the acid too quickly or you won't get the hit. Thunderface has to be very careful not to get hit. Uh-oh. The Triad got him. Laseki making his way to the Blast Hornet fight. Hornet's true weakness is the Gravity Well, but you won't be seeing him use that. You're going to see him use Spinning Blade. Spinning Blade only deals 2 damage compared to the 4 damage for Gravity Well, but you can actually get the hits on Hornet a lot faster with Spinning Blade, even though it deals half the damage, but the Gravity Well is very, very slow. You can use the Gravity Well to make this fight completely trivial, but if you're going for speed, you want to use the Spinning Blade here. And then once Hornet reaches half health, or close to it, he's going to go into his Desperation phase, as you see here. He's just going to spawn a little homing radar, and then these little Hornets are going to track down Laseki. And Laseki gets a pretty good fight out of that. Thunderface finally kills Catfish, so we have a 3-stage lead for Laseki coming into the Doppler stages. Now Thunderface is going to enter Crawfish, which was the stage he entered before. So here at the very start for Laseki, he's going to go through a spiked ceiling section. Oh, he shot that spinning blade a little too soon. And now Laseki... I anticipate Laseki's going to pick up a health refill here. He wants to have some health for this fight. There he goes. Yeah, Rex 2000 deals 8 damage on contact, and he wants to do the damage boost to get over him so that X does not have to do the walk of shame when this boss is defeated. It takes 1 full charge shot and 2 frost shields to destroy it. And Laseki's going to use the Frost Shield to get some more health for the God Car Machine fight. That's enough. He just needs 1 health refill to get above half health. The God Car Machine fight deals 8 damage on contact. So if he takes 1 hit, he'll still be alive. And this is the reason why Bit and Bite are alive when you get to the end of the stage, so that you can actually fight their combined form. If both Bit and Bite are destroyed during the 8 Maverick run of this game, you have to fight an alternate boss, and it's way, way slower. And it's actually more difficult because you use the drill, but when you get halfway through the fight in the press exposure, the floor gets filled with acid, and then you have to stay on the wall the whole time, and that's not really helpful. So you see there, Laseki makes easy work of the God Car Machine. Thunderface is fighting Val, and he looks like he's a little bit low on Ray Splasher count. So Thunderface is going to have to go to the Buster here. Laseki going to Doppler 2. This very first section is very, very tricky because you got the Victoroids here, the red enemies that deal 8 damage on contact, just as much as a boss. And you also have to maneuver through all the other enemies because, unlike the intro, X's health remains where it is when you swap in 0 here. And you need as much health as possible to do the elevator skip. It looks like Thunderface game overed again. And Laseki manages to kill mosquitoes without dying, so that's very important. Val, whether he's dead or alive, will dictate what Doppler 2 stage you fight, or you can play through. And if you kill Val, you actually have to fight mosquitoes here in this giant room. And you have to swap to 0 before you enter this room so that you can actually get the Z-Saber when 0 destroys the mosquitoes. So now, X has the Z-Saber. So the Z-Saber replaces your highest level charge that you have. Since we haven't gotten the Buster upgrade, our highest level charge is just the standard full charge shot that we have at the very start of the game. So once we reach that full charge, instead of the gold charge, we have a green charge. So once Laseki fires the 4 charge shot, he actually has the green saber charge all ready to go. But he's going to use the double dash here, which is what you normally do for 100% elevator skip. So, as you're going to see from Laseki, how powerful the Z-Saber is. Two very cool things about the Z-Saber. One, it has very easy access to use. Number 2, you don't need full health to use the Z-Saber. So, unlike the Hadoken and the Shoryuken, it's very easy to use, and the requirements to use it are very, very small. Thunderface needs to be very careful here. I like this kind of method from Thunderface, just going from wall to wall and just taking it very slow. Sadly, he doesn't have a lot of health for phase 2. And I fear that he's going to die again. Oh, he does have a full sub-tank. Okay. That's the beauty of the full sub-tank. It can bail you out of a situation such as this. You just have to not take damage again. So Laseki is going to make quick work of these bosses in the boss rush. You just need 2 sabers to kill them. For Toxic Seahorse and Crushed Crawfish, you can still utilize the quick kill method from the first fights, utilizing the saber. And for most of these bosses, their desperation phase begins at half health or below. So you're going to see a desperation skip out of most of these bosses. So we won't have to deal with the second phase of their attack cycle at all. So Laseki's coming up on the quick kill for Seahorse. He's going to shoot a Frost Shield, swap over to Buster while charging. Oh, he didn't quite get it. He got close, though. And that's really another nifty thing about this Z-Saber requirement. It actually allows you to charge while on special weapons. So you can charge, you can press a shot on the Frost Shield, hold your charge, and it'll still go. And you can swap to your Buster, unleash the charge shot when it's full, and then fire the Saber. And that's how those quick kills are actually possible on Seahorse and Crawfish. So Neon Tiger will actually block the Saber if he's on the ground here. So Laseki has to wait for Tiger to actually do an attack before he goes in with a kill. Because if you just stand right in front of Tiger and throw the Saber, and Tiger's just standing there, he will block it. Thunderface still having much difficulty here with Val. So here comes the quick kill for Crawfish. Hit him with the Triad, hold your charge, swap to Buster, and throw the Saber. Very easy. Alright, Thunderface finally takes down Val. So Laseki's fighting Tunnel Rhino. Another key thing about this Saber, you cannot throw the Saber until the charge shot that you shoot beforehand is completely off the screen. The game won't let you fire the Saber while there's a charge shot on screen. It's just a weird mechanic, I guess, but that's a requirement. So you can either fire the charge shot into a projectile to get the charge shot to pretty much tink, and it'll go off the screen faster, or you have to stand in the corner of a room and fire it right into the wall. Laseki gets a good beetle fight. Gravity Beetle does not go angry, so he doesn't have to wait 3 seconds for him to go through that cycle. Yeah, Saber really breaks this game in half once you get it. Okay, for the catfish fight here, it's very important that you only hit him with the 2 sabers. If you hit him with a Buster Shot and then 1 saber, he actually goes into his desperation HP levels, and if he gets to the middle for his jolt, you have to wait for about 6 seconds before you can actually hit him again. It's probably more like 3 seconds, but it feels like 6. Oh, Laseki almost got laserless. But he picks up this health here just to ensure that he's not going to have any problems with Doppler. Mdoy's trying to get some more health. Okay, Laseki takes down Doppler. Laseki fired the charge shot initially to bait Doppler into throwing out his regeneration field. And then he hits him with the first saber once the regeneration field goes away. And then once Doppler gets hit with the second saber, he's dead and the fight's over. Thunderface dying on Crawfish. Hopefully he doesn't run out of lives. Otherwise we'll have to do this whole stage again. You won't have to fight Val again, but you'll have to go through the stage again. Laseki making his way up to Sigma. Alright, Laseki manages to get around all of Sigma's projectiles there without taking damage. And sadly, Thunderface has to restart Crawfish. So Laseki can take a hit from Sigma and still be alive. Okay, there he goes. He takes the hit just so that he's in invincibility frame so he doesn't die from those missiles or projectiles. So Laseki will win this race with a 30, I want to say a 43, I want to say a low 43. He might come in under 43. We'll see. But he still has to make his way up the climb. Laseki can still die if he's not careful. But he's got those 2 air dashes to ensure that he doesn't. So Laseki's going to make it up there safely. And there's time for Laseki, and he finishes with a 43.04 on his splits. RaceBot has him in at a 43.07. So Laseki picks up his second win in pools, and he advances assuredly into the elimination bracket. The top 2 players from every group will advance to the single elimination bracket, and the best times for the tournament will dictate where our racers go for seeding. Thunderface finally takes down Crawfish. Thunder making its way through Gravity Beetle. I was really hoping that he would use the Spinning Blade. Spinning Blade is a very powerful weapon now that he has it. Looks like Laseki's here. Can you hear me, Laseki? Mm.
Oh dear.
There you go.
This game is impossible.
Congratulations on the win.
Thank you. You just gotta get Thunder in there.
Yeah, he's still in Beetle, making his way up the climb. So, how far behind your PB was that run anyway? I think you have a low.
Plus 46.
That's not bad.
It's certainly better than the plus 3 minutes I've had the last 2 runs. I'm perfectly okay with not dying to elevator climb 50,000 times.
And Thunderface making his way to the Gravity Beetle fight. Well, that win puts you in the bracket now. So.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
now I get the wonderful weight of seeing who my opponent will be.
Yeah, we still have a ways to go. I think only a few racers have already qualified.
I would assume Nordren and me are the ones moving on. Group G. I'm not sure if Nordren's done all of his matches yet, actually.
Yeah, I think he has one more. I think you're done with yours. So Thunderface making his way to Hornet. Thunderface gonna try to updash around the elevator here.
Not sure why he's not using the spinning blade. That is, once you get that weapon, that's probably the most useful weapon in the game outside of Triad, Thunder, and Ice. At least, especially for any percent, just because it one-shots everything.
Yeah. I'm not sure how long Thunder has been running X3.
Switches to acid here for.
There he goes. A little neat thing with the acid, you can actually fire it straight up and straight down if you hold the D-pad in that direction when you fire. Pretty neat mechanic.
He's actually going to use the ice shot here to get some health. Which I don't blame him, especially for the Hornet fight. I still get more nervous with the Hornet fight, even now. I'm not sure if he's fought Bite or not, actually.
I'm not really sure either. He's picking up all the heart tanks that he can get.
I don't blame him. It's been a bit of a rough go.
Yeah, now that he has more than 24 HP, I'm pretty sure if he gets grabbed from the God Car machine, he will survive it.
Yeah, he can definitely survive.
At full health, that is. That is the caveat. You gotta be at full health.
I believe God Car grabbing does 18 damage. 6 for a punch, 6 for slam to the ceiling, and 6 for the second punch. He actually is taking a lot of hits here.
Yeah, those head gunners deal 6 HP of damage on contact. The dirt balls from Rhino deal 6. The ice balls in Buffalo deal 6.
There's a bit of a theme going here. Looks like he's actually just going to go ahead and be more safe about Hornet and just use the gravity well.
He's just going to trivialize the Hornet fight and just shoot the gravity. He actually wants to stand where the gravity well ends up. That way it'll return to him quicker and he can shoot it again. Because he's getting hit. He's getting hit by the baby Hornets, and that can really put a wrench in the plan.
There is a way to, with those baby hornets, you'll notice when he shoots them, it is very, very laggy. If you can catch him on which side he goes to when he starts to shoot those out and just kind of get up behind him, he'll shoot them all into the wall that's directly behind him, and the lag will be very much reduced.
Yeah, you want to... Yeah, he's going to go to whatever corner he decides to go to. If he goes to the corner that you're at and you stay on the wall, he'll actually fire him in your direction, which actually goes into the wall, so that prevents lag. And it keeps the hornets out of your way as well, so that they don't impede your progress when you're trying to hit him with the spinning blades.
If you're able to do him, if you're able to get to him in just the right way, you actually can get all of the hornets in one shot with a spinning blade, and you'll one of the spinning blades will still go through and smack hornet for 2 damage. Although it's somewhat of a rare occurrence. And usually the only reason that happens with me is because I have double dash. Only the finest of meme strategies. Not sure how Thunder's going to tackle the falling spikes here. He's just going to go for it.
He breaks out the spinning blades. Good call.
It's one of the few times that ladder after the falling...
Oh
my goodness gracious. Boy.
He was 1 pixel from death. Literally, I could see the pixel. That's how close to death he was.
I will check that for you, Chrono.
So Thunderface is just gonna shoot spinning blades and take the wall. I'm pretty sure he just wants to get through this race. He just wants to survive.
The next match, Chrono, is tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern. So not too long of a wait here.
Yeah, there's 2 matches tomorrow. There's the one at 10 and then there's mine at 2 p.m.
Oh, I didn't even notice yours down there. It's kind of
yeah, we just set that up maybe an hour ago or 2.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's my last match versus an opponent. One of the players in my pool dropped.
Oh, that's...
Yeah.
Well, it was bound to happen with at least one person.
Yeah.
Especially with X3. If it happened with X1 and X2, it'll definitely happen with this game.
So Thunderface can take 1 hit from a sword or take a body hit, but that's it. If he gets grabbed, he's dead. Well, he's got the sub-tank.
He does have the sub-tank. So if he gets grabbed and then... Okay, he doesn't know how to fight him. He is playing with fire, jumping over those fists like that.
Oh, now he has to sub-tank now, because if he gets hit by anything, he's dead.
Now he can actually take several hits.
He can take... That's all he can take. He can take 1 punch, but that's it.
I don't think he knows you can just dash under those.
Yeah, you can dash under the sword shot if he's on the ground. If Godcar goes to the air to fire, you're actually okay.
But can you? Does he just go in the air with you, or is that just?
Yeah, he can. Yeah, if you're on the wall in the air, like in the top corner, he can actually use his aerial to come up along. Also,
it's just such a rare thing to see.
Yeah, right there. Say he was up in the air a little bit.
Looks like he actually must be listening in on us, because he actually just started dashing under the sabers. And his fists, you'll notice. Oh, hey, there it is.
Yeah, that's a good one right there.
There's oh, get away from the wall.
Oh, nice.
Oh, there you go. Oh, dear.
My body temperature's going up just watching this.
He's had a lot of clinch moments. Just the butt clinches. Was there this seahorse? The single pixel from death on the walls.
Yeah, I'm getting kind of scared because Thunderface is really accumulating the deaths here. I think he's game over 3 times.
He's got this.
Yeah, he's got it.
He just has to make absolute sure he does not die to Mosquito with 0.
Oh, exactly. You don't want to die, or you will have a bad day. Oh boy, this section is always difficult. As you see, those Victoroids are a killer.
When I first started running this game, this first half of this stage was probably the hardest part of the entire game, by far. Just having to try and learn how to properly get past this section sucked. Yeah, the Victoroids deal 8 damage, so they themselves are bosses. Even just their little lasers deal 4, which is the lasers. Effective. Yeah, the lasers deal 4, and their hitbox really lingers. As the laser fades, it still has a hitbox. Now, Thunderface wants to swap to 0 here. He wants to do it now, before he forgets. He cannot swap to 0 once he's in the Mosquito's room. Okay, I was about to say, please don't tell me he's forgetting. Yeah. He's got this. Actually, yeah, there's a little hitbox detection on that door. If you were X and you stand right in front of the door, and you try to swap to 0, you can't, because you're too close to the door. There's actually a threshold on that door. You may have swung the saber a little too soon there. Yeah, he has to build up the green charge, or he can bust her out. But there he goes. He gets him. As long as you get him with 0, you're good. And not a bad mosquito pattern either, actually. It takes 1 saber and 1 shot to kill mosquitoes. Usually, what you want to do is, as soon as the fight starts, you'll have 1 shot of his green charge left, and then the saber, you can jump to the left wall, fire the shot to the right, it'll hit him, and then you can kind of bait him to come down. Although sometimes he won't come down. It just depends on how fast you are. Yeah. If you're right in front of mosquitoes, he won't come down. But if you're actually kind of away from him, he'll actually come down on you. Oh, he got caught between a rock and a hard place there. I'm not sure if that's a game over or not. Yeah, it was. But as long as he has the saber, he's good. Yeah. He's got the saber, so he'll still have to fight mosquitoes again, but he's got the saber. One thing to note about that mosquito is there is a massive amount of RNG. Probably Hetfield did a write-up on it for when he made his tasks for this game. It has like the biggest RNG sequence you could possibly get in a mech series. Here's another problem. Now that he has the saber, if he fires up a full charge, he has the saber immediately behind it, and that can really mess up with his wall climbing, because if he throws the saber, he completely loses the ability to climb a wall. He may want to go to Tri-Thunder for this. Yeah, that's usually the best. Tri-Thunder is invaluable for this section to deal with all these enemies. It lags the game a little bit if you don't fire it in the right place, but it just helps so much to get rid of enemies. Ooh, okay, good air dashes over the Victoroids. Oh, but he needs to watch. Does he have a sub-tank? Uh-oh, this is bad. Those are going to be in his way. Yeah. Okay, the one... Actually. Yeah. Just barely hit the wall. Yeah, that one will hit the ceiling and it just breaks. But now he's got mosquitoes to deal with. Let's try and bait him down here. Yeah, there you go. There he goes. 1 saber and 1 shot. That's all it takes. I think I actually have this written down. Yeah, whenever Mosquitoes falls on to 0, I think every 4 frames he'll choose a different direction. And then once he goes over 0, he'll collapse. So there are, in his pattern going down to 0 like that, there are 30 different instances of RNG about which direction he could go. And within that, there are 45,000 different patterns he could give you. And the God pattern consists of him going straight to 0, down right or down left, depending on where you kill him from, and immediately killing 0. Because even if he gets on to 0, he can still just sit there and jitter on him and hump 0 over and over again for. I think the longest I've seen it is just last night. Orsa was doing an 80% run and actually had it go for 6 seconds, which is ridiculous. That's insanely long for that. But that's just what can happen with that boss.
He's gone about 8 seconds for me once.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
The longest I've had him is about 4 or 5.
So Thunderface is just taking the snail right up. Using the Triad Thunder here, that'll help clear the shells off the snails.
Which there is a particular any percent climb exclusive to any percent that uses the saber.
Oh no,
that's not good.
You need to have the Triad Thunder active as you're jumping on the snail.
That is correct, Pico.
Yeah.
You will not fight Mosquito. Vile will have actually killed him. The stage will be all like screwed up and damaged.
Yeah. Yeah, the alternate version of the stage is as where Vile basically rampages through this stage. All the walls are completely destroyed, and Mosquito. And also the water. The water doesn't even exist.
Yeah, there's no water there, and the stage is actually a lot easier in that.
Yeah, you actually don't have the Victoroids. You actually have the little chicken enemies.
Hetfield's good old chickens.
Thunderface is having massive difficulty here with the snails. He's getting a little over anxious, I think. Just need to take your time on this section. No need to rush it, because if you mess up at the top and you fall all the way down, you have to do it all over again. And this riding section is about 45 seconds from the very start to the very end.
Not sure if he has a sub-tank anymore here. I don't know if he picked up any extra.
He may have some.
He does need to be careful, since as small of an enemy as these things are, their missiles do 3 damage, so you do need to be careful with it.
And he also has to be careful not to get too close to the spikes. Just like the walls, the spikes also have a 7-pixel window, and if you jump within that 7-pixel window, that is considered a wall kick.
Yeah, you can actually see where the spikes end very clearly because of the snails. So if you go anywhere near that, you actually can get up there, okay?
Oh!
You didn't jump, boy! You didn't jump!
Oh, and he dies for it. A good tip: never dash jump. Do a jump then air dash. You actually stay in the air a little longer.
Don't even move on that last snail when you're doing that climb. Just do a jump and then do a vertical dash and then move over to the right.
Yeah,
you'll be good.
Never start with a dash jump, especially in this stage, because that air dash can bail you out of a situation, and if you burn your dash just by doing a dash jump, you don't have it to bail yourself out should you get to a bind.
Ooh.
I know a lot of people, when they learn movement, they do dash jumping, but in this situation, it's the opposite. Jump, then dash.
The muscle memory is a little hard to get used to in this game in some spots, just because of that. There are a lot of places where you definitely don't want to do dash jumps. It's like the platforms in the beginning of Sigma 1 and X1. You never want to try and do an immediate dash jump on those, because it'll just eat your dash. I mean, this game, it won't eat your dash all the time, but there is a specific bug that Energy Zam actually tested and found out about, where on a D-pad, on a D-pad input, it's the first frame after you stop a D-pad input, it actually will not accept any other inputs at all from the controller.
Yeah.
So you can't jump, you can't shoot, you can't do anything.
Yeah, anytime you land, like turn around, yeah.
It's really stupid, and it's like one of this game's biggest flaws as far as speedrunning goes, is its horrendous Well, you just in general, yeah, this game's not very well put together.
Yeah.
I mean, for better or for worse.
Little history on the X series. Mega Man X2 was released in February of 1995. X3 came out later that same year.
It was
I'm
December
pretty sure.
95 in Japan.
Yeah, December 95. So the devs really didn't spend a lot of time putting
it was almost canceled even. In development because I guess at that point that was probably one of the low points of the Mega Man series popularity before X4 and Mega Man 8 came out, and just like sold 1 billion copies.
Yeah, Super Nintendo support was declining with the advent of the N64 coming out later the following year. So Nintendo was focusing a lot on N64, so they really lacked development with the Super titles, and X3 was one of those games that came out late in the Super Nintendo's lifespan.
And when X3 came out, the PlayStation and Sega Saturn were already out, so like they were a little... Capcom even and Nintendo were both a little apprehensive about putting any kind of game on there, which is probably one of the biggest explanations why the US version of this game is so hard to get. They just didn't make very many copies of it.
Thunderface going for I think round 4 here on the climb here.
He's got this, no problem. I can feel it.
So yeah, these Hellets only have 2 missiles that they can fire at you. Once they fire the second one, they just leave the screen.
One thing I've actually noticed... No, it looks like they did spawn, but he knows how to get rid of them. It looks like if you keep those Hellets on screen, on the left, on this last snail here, normally there are Hellets that will...
See there, right there, a dash jump, he bonked off the ceiling, and he would have fell all the way down if he didn't grab the side of that snail. That's where a jump and then air dash really comes into play.
You know what? I think he's actually out of lives.
Oh no. Does he have a sub-tank?
I don't believe he does have any sub-tank, but this boss isn't particularly difficult. You do gotta be careful about that, though. Okay.
Oh, the missiles. Oh, no!
Oh, boy. And that is a game over. He is the most stubborn person alive. Even I would have quit at this point. But Thunderface is just gonna keep on going. Actually, getting through these sections a little bit better each time, though.
Yeah, that's the key thing. Movement. Movement is such a key thing in any game, especially this one.
This one more than any other X game, other than maybe X2, with its constant weapon swapping. Like, there's no specific trick in this game outside of the elevator climb, just movement. Especially in Any Percent. Any Percent's probably one of the most straightforward Mega Man X runs you can find.
Wow, mosquitoes!
Oh dear.
That was like a Magic the Gathering drain life right there. Just gone.
When you get grabbed by that thing, Thunder, flail like a freaking madman on the controller. You'll get out.
Yeah, you can wiggle. You can actually wiggle out of mosquitoes, but you gotta be careful that your iframes actually reset. I think once you break out. So if you stay on top of mosquitoes, once you break out, you're gonna get hit again.
I swear it's happened to me twice in my life, but I swear you can do the same thing to Buffalo once he grabs you. You can wiggle out of him.
Yeah, you can wiggle out of that.
But it's like
crawfish,
crazy.
Yeah. Yep. Tap one black, one colorless. Yep. Drain for one. That's really risky. Like, letting mosquitoes come at you like that, if you're not ready for it, you're in trouble. You're just asking to die. Just dash under him, and he'll come down at you, but you're already behind him.
It's a little safer to just dash under him as X than as 0. Zero has such a big, weird hitbox that sometimes even when you dash under him just like correctly, he'll still just grab on Zero, like whatever. Zero's hitbox in this game is very strange. You should try and farm for health here.
Yeah, swap. Now the thing about the walk blasters, that when you fire at one, they're gonna lie down and then retaliate with their own cannon shot. So you need to have some, I guess, some awareness to know that, and then just dash at and fire a nice shot. And you can actually just respawn them and just keep farming over and over. It gets you a sub-tank or two. Get you some health.
I think he's just going to go ahead and get the one. He is pretty good on health here.
Oh, and he's on his last life again.
Oh, dear. Well, if he can get up there with about half health, I would definitely not do vert dashes here. Trust me.
No.
That'll just make the snails come down faster in bad spots. Just like that.
Yep.
I think Thunder actually might have dropped an input there.
Yeah, this first section is a killer. Enemies everywhere.
Yeah, this is... There's the hitbox on that thing, and those lasers do move slightly faster than X.
Ouch. Break out that triad, Thunderface.
Yeah.
Break out your namesake. Break out your namesake. Break out the thunder. And you'll see that it's way better. Don't go in Buster here. Buster only is for experts. And I do mean that. Expert only.
Yeah, I don't think I would ever want to try Buster only.
If
I did, it would be 100% Buster only.
Only 4 people that I know in this tournament will do Buster. Louise, myself, Lynx, and I think New or Zam.
Pretty much those, and I mean that's all just absolutely top runners for this. This stage in particular, you really just want to heavily abuse Triad Thunder.
In case get ready for the saber charge. I think I'm getting a little bit of buffering. I'm going to refresh just for a minute.
Yeah, D-Doctor, yep. Buster only is no abilities at all. I have seen people do low percent Buster only, and it is probably one of the most difficult things you could do in this game. Well, one of the most difficult categories overall.
There's a good health, but sadly he didn't have full health already.
He should be good as long as he doesn't try and get the snails to come down earlier. He should be good here. Just have a pretty good amount of health.
And he needs to jump air dash, not dash jump. That will really help him with this.
Yeah,
because
that's definitely...
If he fails to jump when he dashes, he's just going to dash off, and then he's just going to fall.
These snails, especially here, since you can kind of... It feels like it's easier to have control of when you stop your jump on an air dash rather than... Oh
Oh.
dear. Sunnery, elevator skip is very, very, very difficult.
Yeah.
And the only reason I got the elevator skip is because I had the double dash chip, which allowed me to do the 100% style skip with 2 dashes in the Triad Thunder.
Not only that, doing the 80% elevator skip with the saber requires a lot of techniques such as saber canceling, saber neon jumps, and accurate wall climbing while in invincibility frames from taking damage. It's a combination of 3 different techniques, which makes it really extremely difficult, especially for new people learning it. It's very risky because you're risking death if you mess it up. Oh, that one little thing. I guess it would be best to despawn it. Okay, you actually made it around.
Yeah, you can kind of just air dash past that.
Like,
if you learn the saber climb, you basically have to learn how to count your wall kicks. It's just a precise mix of saber neons, weapon cancel out so you can charge the saber faster, damage boost, and then counting your wall kicks on the spikes to make sure you do the exact number you need to not die as soon as you come out of the invincibility frames.
And you have on one of your charges, you actually use the charge shot that you have stored to take out the snail shell. You just don't fire the charge shot away on all of them. You actually have to use the charge shot on one of them.
And even then, I'm not sure, is there any RNG with the hell it's involved in the 80% climb?
Just depends on your position. They can choose not to fire at you, then you just have to respawn them.
Pretty much the same as the 100% skip. Sometimes they just won't shoot at you. That'll just be dicks.
Yeah, you only need the first one to shoot at you. Once you get that far, it's pretty much a piece of cake.
Yeah, after that, you're just kind of directly bonking on them.
See, that's another problem. You gotta have the triad out a little faster than that, otherwise you're just gonna get hit. Here's another option, using the Ray Splasher here to fire the Ray Splasher. You can take out the you can take out the shells before they come down and stop.
I'm actually not sure how he took a hit on that snail there.
He didn't have the triad electrodes out soon enough.
It looked like it must have been a really close little thing because it looked like he killed the shell right as he hit it.
Now we're looking for a jump air dash here, not a dash jump. He can dash jump if he does it soon enough, but if he waits for the snail to get all the way to the top, then
a bit more. I'm not sure how his situation on lives is.
I'm not sure. Now, if Thunder makes it to the boss rush, there should be no
sailing from there.
There should be no way he should game over. Oh no, he should game over.
Yeah, I'm not sure where he was on lives. Looks like he's good. He should be perfectly good with that.
Because in the boss rush, there's a refill capsule. If you kill the refill capsule with the saber, it's a guaranteed extra life. So we shouldn't see a game over in the saber rush at all.
And I'm not sure if it's an exact thing, but it definitely feels like acid and ice and triad thunder on that capsule tend to give big health drops more often than not.
I've seen the frost shield give weapon refills.
Yeah,
it's not a guarantee.
It seems like it's a little more often, but like acid, I've only ever gotten big health from on acid, but I'm pretty sure that's not a guarantee on that.
I'd say that was a 40-minute split on Doppler 2.
Yeah, that one's a little rough.
Alright, boss rush.
That stage is that entire stage is a good example of how much of a nightmare 80% can be, and take that farther and go into low percent, it gets even worse. The low percent climb is a sight to behold.
Okay, so for all the bosses, just 2 sabers is what we're looking for.
That's a very strange starting pattern for Hornet.
Yeah, that is not the usual starting pattern. That's the off one.
I'm not even sure what causes that. It seems like if you're like closer to the middle, he actually will give the bad pattern like that. I think he's just gonna go ahead and start using the gravity well.
Yep. Let's see. What was I gonna say? Okay, so when Thunderface teleports on top of this capsule, we should see a full charge shot just to maybe get a refill, but then throw the saber and he gets a guaranteed extra life because he doesn't have any more lives. And if he games over in the saber rush, he has to redo all of the refights, every single one of them. Oh, he has 1 life left. But I'd still get lives anyway.
Ooh. Oh, this is big health, at least.
Yep.
And Buffalo's Buffalo. You can manipulate him pretty easily. Although if you swing a saber at him, you can still get him to like turn away from you, but it's a much tighter window.
Thunderface jumped late. And if you get damaged while you're throwing the saber, but before the saber actually connects.
And there it is. Oh no, okay. He actually did have an extra life. Alright.
Yeah. Please, throw the saber. There you go. He should do that. He should do that on
every time.
He should do that every refight. Get extra lives every time.
D-Doctor, I would say this is probably the hardest one to start out with.
Yeah, if you start out doing X speedruns with 3, you're in trouble. Oh, yeah, that does not work.
When he does that, you cannot hurt him with anything. If you are wanting to get a particularly good time, I would actually argue that X2 is probably the the hardest.
Yeah, X1 is just the basic. Usually everybody starts with X1. So Thunderface. If you want to get the
top time in X1 100%, or especially any percent, you're gonna have to.
All right, farming lives here.
It's like he's taking your advice.
Always trust the credible advice.
Ooh, you don't want to shoot. You don't want to shoot catfish with any shots other than the saber.
Nice.
Not gonna be a problem for Thunder though. He's taking quick care of it. Once he goes below half health, he does go into his desperation attack, where he's completely invincible to everything. And you definitely don't want that to happen because it wastes a good 10 seconds.
Yeah, you can still hit him with the drill, but.
Well, yeah. Well, I think even the drills won't hurt him if he gets his little barriers up.
No, drill knocks him out of that.
It does?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm remembering wrong. Well, there's a gravity. What? That genuinely confused me. There's the little second attack he does when he goes invincible, or Catfish does, where he'll put up those 2 electrical barriers to each side of himself. I don't remember the drills actually going through those, but I'm probably I've just never seen it very much.
You probably never tried it. Yeah, the drills can knock Catfish out of his desperation phase. Look at that pretty.
Getting them lives.
That pretty extra life. So yeah, the reason why we don't get the X-Buster upgrade is because when you get the X-Buster upgrade, you get additional levels of charge. Well, if you have the Saber, you have to charge up through those extra levels just to get to the green charge, and then you have to ditch your 2 charge shots before you can even use the Saber.
Overall, it probably adds about what, 3 or 4 seconds per charge.
Yeah, for each boss fight. Yeah, Saber Rush in any percent is about 45 seconds faster than 100% Saber Rush. just because of the charge time and ditching the shots. Uh-oh. Gotta wiggle out of that. Gotta wiggle.
You do need to be careful. I kind of want to see it happen, but I don't want to be a dick. There is a frame perfect glitch with
yeah, I've seen it.
Crawfish. It's so funny looking and weird, but oh, you are cutting it close there. But you can kind of soft lock the game if you hit Crawfish with Triad Thunder on the same frame that he grabs you, so you'll just be floating in midair. And depending on what attacks he does, he can actually knock you out of it fairly quickly, or he can sit there and leave you in it for about half a minute. Which I have had him do before.
Thunder's opting to use the traditional method.
I think you got him. Alright.
Just a quick kill with the saber, but it's really, really precise.
Yeah, I tried to do it in my run and didn't quite get it. I don't think I've ever actually managed to do it even in practice. It's just super precise and weird. And a couple of big health drops out of that.
Yeah. Now, just like the first fight, Tiger can block the saber.
You do need to be really careful with your sabers. That's what you want him to do, is jump up into the ceiling like that.
Yeah. You can actually fire the first charge shot, you can actually bait him to block, and then when he drops his guard, you can actually throw the saber. See right there, he blocked the saber. That's a no-no.
There you go.
There he goes.
Swing on him like that. What you generally want him to do, in my experience...
I taught him that tech. I taught him to break the throw and clip his legs.
You generally want him to go up into the corner like that and just stay there, because then you can get your sabers out nice and quick. Ooh, a little unlucky with the drops there.
Okay, got all the refights done. Hopefully he can beat Doppler without game overing. He did pick up some extra lives, so this shouldn't be a problem, I hope.
It actually looks like he might go ahead and farm the enemy from the Doppler door here. So there is also the large health there. It's probably the few points of actual mercy that the developers gave you in this late game.
Yeah, they put a health refill there. Oh yeah.
Sure what he's doing with the ice out though. And generally, what you want to do with Doppler is you want to come in there with the shot, with both your charge shot and your saber stored. And actually, that's about what you want to do. You want to fire the charge shot off and bait him.
There you go.
Taking very quick care of Doppler.
Yeah, once Doppler reaches 0 HP, the fight is instantly over. He has no chance to save himself with his regeneration.
Yeah, if you hit him with anything that's not a one-shot kill at that point.
Yeah, he regenerates double the HP you dealt to him. So if he's not dead, if he loses 1 HP, he gains 2. So
and
gotta be very careful.
Hit him with a saber, and it's not going to kill him with that particular saber shot, then he's going to gain back all of his health.
Yeah, it's an instant refill.
This is definitely a boss you want to have a sub-tank on, unless you're very experienced. I mean, I still get a sub-tank because I'm a baby.
Well, the problem here, if he keeps taking damage, then using the ice is really pointless because...
That thing shot so much.
Okay, he's got health, I think, to deal with it.
Nope, he took another hit there.
Yeah, you can't make use of this mechanic unless you're really good at dodging everything. See? Every time you get hit one time, if you get a health refill, it just fills up your health. It doesn't give you sub-tank energy. So if he's trying to fill up the sub-tank, he's going to be here a while, I'm afraid.
And
he's probably just best to go try fight Sigma.
Actually, I think he does have about a full sub-tank, and given his health, it shouldn't be much of a problem if he knows the fireball pattern.
Okay, here he goes.
Which the fireball pattern is just jump, stand, dash, and then wait for him to jump. You have to bait him to fire into the corner.
Yeah, that filled up a sub-tank right there, so... You should have a saber ready to go here.
And the way I do the fight is to just get him to... I hit him in midair when he jumps to the middle of the screen. But depending on where you are under him is where he'll fire. So I usually bait him to shoot into the corner that I'm not in, and then dash back under him and hit him from the other side. You want to get away from the wall, definitely.
Yep.
And boom. Welcome to Sigma in X3. They didn't feel like designing a real boss, so they just made him hit like a complete truck. Which is really just a lot of X3 in general.
Everything hits like a truck in this game.
I think that Sigma's attacks all do 8 damage in Captain America.
One exception, when Sigma's in the air and he shoots a diagonal fireball, the diagonal fireball only deals you 1 HP of damage.
Which is
don't know why,
strange.
But
it's just, you know why? Because it's Mega Man X3. It doesn't have to make sense.
See, the fireballs deal 8. Now that one dealt 1. Yeah, you wanna take to the wall, jump out into the middle of the room, then up dash, and you'll get through all the fireballs. Then you just have to worry about Sigma jumping to the air. That's the super safe method of taking care of this fight.
Super Turbo is right. 100% is much easier to start out with in any game involving Mega Man X, except for X2, where even any percent gets all the items in the Shoryuken anyway.
But don't dash jump off the wall to avoid the fireballs. You need that air dash to keep you in the air longer.
And then Kaiser, if you have a lot of health, isn't a problem because you can just like jump into him and swing. But any Mega Man X fan that has stuck with the series since its inception should know what to expect from X3 with all the high damage dealing enemies. Yeah, this game, even among the other games, this game is really excessive in game.
He must have heard me. He tried it, but he didn't. He got hit by the last fireball. Yeah,
I've never been able to... That's like a surprisingly precise timing for vert dash strat like that. I've never actually been able to avoid all the fireballs doing that.
Yeah, it's only free if you have the double dash.
Oh, everything's free with the double dash. It's precisely why I get it. It makes the end game so much easier. And I'm sure he can hear us. And Thunder, the pattern for the fireballs has no RNG. It's always jump over the first one, stand under the second, and dash under the third. Do that same pattern repeated twice each time.
Yeah, all the boss patterns are RNG for the most part. Vile, Bite, it's all the same. You just have to recognize the pattern.
There you go.
There's phase 1, but we're not...
His sub-tank, he actually should be good.
Well, if he takes 1 hit, he's dead. He's at 8 HP, so he has to be very careful.
Use that either immediately or get the first shot off and then use it. You cannot take any damage. Even on body contact, Kaiser Sigma does 8.
And stay out of the hitbox.
And whatever you do, never get hit by the missiles. Those do 14. Which is, I think, probably the most damage out of any of his attacks in the entire game.
Oh!
Use that sub-tank, man.
Oh!
You gotta give it to Thunder. He is not giving up. At this point, I think I would have lost my mind.
I could have beat the game 3 times by now. We're approaching We're approaching the hour and 40-minute mark, but still pressing on. If these bosses could instant kill you, I don't think there would be anybody running this game. You might as well have only 1 HP the whole game.
There you go. I hate my life mode. Get that ROM hack going. 1 HP the whole game. You have to do it perfect. Literally perfect.
Easy.
If you even complete it, you get $1 million.
Oh, he's down to... Okay, he can take 1 hit. I think... Oh, no, he couldn't.
When he jumps to the middle like that, Thunder, try and go to the opposite direction of where you are and wait for him to start shooting and then dash back onto him and hit him from behind.
Is there a 1-hit KO hack for this? I think... Is there, Laseki?
I don't believe so.
Someone's gonna make one now.
If you really want to hate yourself, download the hard type ROM hack for X1. That game is specifically made to be as much of an asshole as possible. And the creator of that is currently working on an X2 hard type, and after that he said he wants to do an X3 hard type. But X1 hard type took him quite a while to make, so who knows when we'll see that. Whoa, what happened there? He didn't jump it in the middle.
If you're on the opposite wall, he won't jump to the middle and stop and shoot a fire. He actually stops if you're in position to get hit by a fireball. But if you're just hanging on the opposite side of the room like that, he's not even going to bother. He's just going to leap over to the other side. It's just a proximity thing with Sigma on that attack. Yeah, climbing up the right side is a lot easier because you got that one less block width of that ceiling to get around.
I'm kind of curious now. I haven't checked in a while. What ROM hacks are there for this?
There you go.
I know there's one where you can play as 0 through the whole game. That's it.
He needs to ditch the shot now. No, don't do it when you're trying to hit Sigma, because you have to wait for that charge shot to get out of the iframes before you can even hit him. As soon as you reach the green charge, ditch that shot now. Don't hold it. Ditch it. As soon as you get it, ditch the shot, hold your saber. Never hold your charge shot unless you need it for the LA skip. That's it. As soon as you get the charge, get rid of it. Because that charge shot is, I'd say, one of the biggest reasons why all these deaths have been happening, because you have to ditch the shot and then wait for the shot to leave the screen before you can fire the saber. And if that shot is still on screen, you're vulnerable without an attack. So in this situation, the shot should have already been ditched. And then he's got that saber ready to go, but that works too. And then wait for Sigma to stop. Oh, he threw the saber and got hit. So you have to wait for an opening. You just can't throw the saber it's not like a buster shot. There's actually startup animation that you gotta wait for.
Oh.
And that saber actually has a good reach. You don't have to be right up on him. You can actually throw the saber and be a little bit away from him. It's got a good reach. You can kill Sigma from almost midway in the room with it, if he's on the side. Yeah, Sigma will fire in the direction you are, so if you just stand in front of him and he stops in this middle, then you dash under him, then you can hit him on the opposite side.
There you go. And I would use that sub-tank immediately.
Yeah, do it now. because even right off the bat, like Big Sig can throw a mine and just stop you in your tracks. Because
anything he does will just immediately kill you.
Yeah, and there's no escape route if he traps you in the corner, like you're stuck. See right here, that mine's coming at him, and the missiles. Okay.
I'm actually surprised that didn't hit it. Thank you. Thank you for using that.
Wait, okay, he's trying to wait. Nope, that doesn't work. Everybody tried that at some point in their lives. It just doesn't work.
Look at how much damage the missile did.
And he's trapped. See, the laser would kill him, and the mine killed him. Yeah, you have to wait until you're in position to throw that saber. The mine will shoot straight out when they come out of Big Sig's body armor. They'll come straight out horizontally. Once they hit the wall the first time, they'll go towards your position, and after that, they go off screen. So you can bait the mines to go a specific direction if you pay attention. The missiles, though, are RNG. The missiles will come out all four at once, and they'll all track you at one spot. Or they'll come out one at a time, and it's even a lot more difficult to avoid, especially if there's a mine out there that's coming at you too.
Yeah, that particular pattern with they come out one at a time is the only reason that at this point where I don't bother with low percent. I wanted to do a run of that just to get a time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not dealing with that.
Yeah, you get to the very end of the run and it dies because Big Sig. Yeah, it's really, I mean,
just dealing with Captain America there is a nightmare.
Your nerves are a nightmare because you have to fight that with no saber.
And I mean, even I did a random run of best ending max percent, and even then, it's still like weirdly difficult, even with all of the stuff, to not take damage.
Okay, good dodge, good hit.
There you go.
There you go. I would have dished the shot sooner, but that's fine.
As long as he gets him.
Yeah. Because if you take knockback and you release your buster charge while in the knockback, you lose all your charge. You lose it all. And then you have to start your charge over. Alright, he's got a hit to give here. And then he can tank.
There you go.
Oh, why did you do that? No.
Yeah, you don't want to do that from behind him.
No, don't do that from behind. Just stay in his face and do that. There. Oh no. No, the saber does not.
You ever want to bonk into him to swing the saber when you're in front of him.
Yeah, just stay in front of him. If you have the hit to give and the tank, just stand in front of him. Just jump up, throw the saber in the air, take your hit, sub tank, and then do it again. The
best strat for this is to just stay in front of him.
Yeah, just stay. Yeah, just let him come to you. Don't go to him. Let him come to you.
He actually forgot to charge his saber here.
He's gonna wait and do his attacks on him after he throws the fireballs. He's gonna try to do it as safe as possible. Say that I was okay. He only took 1 damage, but he didn't get the saber on him.
He went back a little bit too quick there. Again, actually not a diagonal shot there. He actually only took 1 damage. That's about where you want to be standing right there. So he'll just shoot diagonally away from you, and you can go up behind him and get him.
You know, if he shoots a fireball diagonally while Sigma's in the air, if you get hit by that particular fireball, it only deals 1 HP of damage. But once it hits the ground and on the walls, they deal 8.
When he fired straight down, those only did 1 damage as well before they hit the ground. You cannot take a bonk here.
He needs the tank.
Jump swing
Oh, the hands! Don't jump forward, just straight up.
Yeah,
Saber,
like if you're in front of him like that, you can just bunch yourself
Yeah.
up against the wall and jump and swing as long as there's not a line there.
The saber has quite a bit of width. You do not need to be straight in his face for that saber throw. The saber, when it comes out about as wide as that door is when you go up through the ceiling. When you go up through this little spot and it closes behind you, the saber has quite a big hitbox.
So
You don't need to get in his face, and that hand has a problem. There's a deceptive hitbox on that hand,
which is that's a theme with the game, really.
Yeah. Just
everything
jump straight
has
up.
a wonky hitbox.
Just jump and saber. Do not move forward. Do not move backward, and you'll have it.
There you go. He did get hit a second time there, but it was thankfully only for 1 damage.
Sigma's big armor had that hand that comes out on the on your left. The front, I guess it's the back one. Its hitbox is not correct. Like, its hitbox is actually a lot further out, and it actually kind of overhangs you if you stand too close. So if you jump, you get hit. Oh, the mine. Nope, he's too... There you go. Just tank.
Sub-tank.
Please. Okay.
Now charge.
Yep. That's okay.
Let go of it and just bonk into him and swing.
There you go.
Don't even gotta bonk into him, even just jump and swing.
Now, he's not done. He has to get this
There is
climb.
the lava. There is the lava. You do need to be careful with that, because you can die to the lava for a lot more easily than you would think.
Yeah, he needs to get above the virus head.
And stay above it.
Yep.
Like, at all times. Probably the laggiest section in any Mega Man X game you will ever find. He's actually gonna stay up there.
Alright, we're there. It's over. He's got it.
And he's pretty much home free now.
147.33.
What an adventure.
Now I can take these headphones off. It's over. Finally got it. I closed the race channel a long time ago.
The race spot gave a 147.42.
I just leave it right there. Just leave that text box up.
It's just damn.
Oh, he took it off. Damn. Finally, he finally finished. Did he ever finish a run? Because I don't believe so. Because that's blue. So.
I'm pretty sure he has, actually.
Okay.
Because when I first tried to schedule the race, he said he did want to de-rust and everything on this.
Hmm.
Fairly sure he does have a time in this.
Oh, he's done 100%.
Oh.
Alrighty. Well. Alright, I drug Thunderface in chat, so, alright.
It was an emotional roller coaster.
I don't know if his mic's on yet.
Oh, hey, I didn't realize you pulled me in.
Yep. Oh, well, congratulations. You got through it, finally.
Yeah, thanks. I was kind of thinking of throwing in the towel at one point there, but I figured I was better off getting through it than giving up, so...
You're there, you might as well do it, man.
Yeah. Alrighty. That was your first race, wasn't it?
Yeah, first race. I was actually supposed to race Nordrun earlier this morning, but we ended up not doing it. So we're gonna reschedule that for tomorrow. But yeah, first race so far. I'm not expecting to get anywhere with this tournament, but it's all fun. That's all that matters. Congratulations, Laseki, on the win.
Thank you.
Alrighty. I'm actually gotta get to bed. I have to work in I think 6 hours, so I need to hit the bed. Laseki, I'm going to let you handle the post-race stuff, so I'm going to sign off, everybody.
Thank you for sticking it out, Dustin. I know you probably weren't expecting to do this much commentary, but...
Yeah, so no problem. Alrighty, well, I'm going to sign off, guys. Have a good night, everybody.
See you later, Dustin. What a roller coaster that was.
Yeah, as you said, there's a lot of butt clench kind of moments. Just having a lot of struggles with a lot of really stupid stuff.
Seems like Doppler 2 and Sigma
practice.
fights in particular were...
Yeah, Doppler 2, Sigma fights. Was having some trouble in Rhino stage while you were still running. Those are the big things. Oh, Vile was a bit.
Oh
of a
yeah,
pain.
I think I actually might have caught a little bit of Vile. I have the stream open on my phone, but I was only able to really look at it when I was in like explosions or anything.
Yeah, I didn't have it open for a while, but then I was like, I got to a point where I was like, okay, I'm curious how far ahead you are, and I was like, so I had it. I popped the tab open, and I was like, oh well, at least this commentary is kind of helpful. Like I was picking up things like, oh, he's doing this because of this, and it's like, oh, you don't do this in 100%. Well, let's do this now. Like,
yeah, there's a huge difference between the two runs,
and you don't pick everything up necessarily just by watching a run. That's basically what I was doing. I watched a few any percent runs and was like, okay, I got the route. I got got it sort of down. Let's try this. And yeah, it's definitely a lot trickier playing this game any percent than Hundo.
Let's say to go ahead. Well, are you on emulator or do you play on console?
I play on console. That's why I'm playing on a English card. Is because it's what I have.
Yeah. I mean, I ran on an English cart for a while. Once you switch to Japanese cart, once you really start like getting into the game, it's such a massive difference in time. Like 100%, it's a 29-second difference. I would say if you can try and keep on practicing the Rhino stage, Vile fight, and in particular Doppler 2, just because that stage is completely stupid. Everything about that stage is dumb. If you want a really particularly easy way to deal with Sigma, I can actually make a quick video for you later on.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Which you actually got most of it down for the most part, but there is a specific way you can manipulate him to always fire these fireballs away from you. And then the final form Sigma fight is basically exactly what you want to do. Just stand in front of him, jump, swing, charge up, shoot, damage boost, jump, swing.
Anyway, thanks for sticking it out and doing a bit of the commentary there. When's the next race coming up with this?
The next race is tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern. So it'll be 7 a.m. in Pacific, and I have no idea of what other time zones that would be. Okay. I think that is about it for this one. Thanks for sticking around and watching, everybody.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate it. Thanks for sticking it out. Thanks to Justin for the awesome commentary. Thank you to Feasel for doing the restream and just generally organizing everything. None of these tournaments would be able to happen without him. So props to Feasel. And thanks to like all the other runners that participate in these and make them possible. So huge thanks to everybody.
And with that, I'm gonna go pass out. Oh dear.
Yeah, good luck on the rest of the races on the bracket stage. So yeah, see y'all around.